Hey everyone, I hope everything is okay. Okay, let's get started. Into this video, it is a live stream. I would like to live code something very important. It's a backend of a Flutter application. And during this development, I hope that you will learn something about Total.js, how to structure a project, how to go from scratch and finish a project with Total.js. I'm not going to the setup from zero for the setup of this project because I have already made the, the setup. So I'm going straight to the point for this application. Now what I'm going to do is to open up the project. I am using Total.js code editor. Okay, this code editor is already online. I have created a project inside via the super admin. If you don't know about how to set up this project, I'm going to show you some videos on my channel where I deal about them. For example, if you go to my YouTube, okay, you will find how to get started with them. Let me show you my channel. Okay, another way to do that is from here, showing my videos. Yes, I think that between these videos you will find how to set up a project. Okay, creating the project in superadmin. Okay, deploying with Total.js superadmin. This is where I create the project, and from superadmin it is automatically connected to the Total.js code editor so that I can easily have my project up and running. Oh, my code editor is not working right now. If the code editor is not working, what I'm going to do is to simply go to GitHub, okay, github.com, and create a project so that we are going to do it from scratch. Let me create the project. We are going to clone it and do it locally. Okay, the project name is going to be 1000 views, okay, because this is the name of the application. Okay, and the goal of this first live stream is to set up the project in locally, and then I will show you how to set up the authorization, how to create account, and also how to simply handle the authorization. Okay, like authorize some routes and unauthorize others. This is simply what we are going to do. This is a backend of Flutter application. I'm going to make it public. Okay, so that if you want, you can follow along with this project, how to configure it. So let me make a project here. I am already on a desktop, okay, so I'm going to make a let me make it bigger so that you can see. Okay, it's important that you see things in a bigger picture. Okay, now I'm making a new folder called YouTube, and inside the folder I'm going to create the project mkd. I'm going to make a project here, call it 1000 views, okay, in French. And inside of this project, let me uh, make npm init. Okay, I will confirm everything by default. Okay, and now I will install npm install total 5. I don't know if I'm going to use total 5 or total 4. I think if 5 is better. 5 is better. It's the latest version. Okay, and once I do that, I need to init a git project. So git init clear, and I will copy all these commands and paste here. It will make the first commit. If I refresh, I should see that I have this project up and running. This is the first step, and next step is to open it within a code editor, the one I have here. Let me get back to the okay. Okay, and I do that. There is YouTube folder here. In YouTube, I will have this. I can drag and drop it on VS Code. I don't have something special for this. I don't have an extension for Total.js 5, but I hope everything will be okay. The next step is to set up a database. Database is very important. Yes, very, very important. So I'm going to create a database in one of uh, my servers. I'm using Table Plus. Table Plus is the database client, my favorite one. So I think here it's much better. Alright, this is very important. I need to put the IP address first. In order to put IP address here, it's easy. Let me simply make ping this one so that I can get the IP address instead of the domain name. Yes, I'm able to fix it because I faced this problem long time, many times ago. It's many times, so it's easier for me to fix it. Now I will replace this to connect to my Postgre and save. Now I should be able to open this. Great. I'm not going to show this. Okay, I'm going to create a new database that I'm going to call 1000 views and open up this. No, it's not open. Let me close this connection and open up this new 1000 views. Okay, I'm opening this one. Oh, let me cancel this ping. Okay, don't worry, I'm going to manage my windows very well. I don't care a lot, but I think it's gonna be okay. Yes, this way to make it larger for everyone. Mm, it's night time, so I think that a night, a dark mode is will be better. Yes, this is dark mode, and I like it. So the first thing we need to do is to open up a terminal here. I don't want to switch pages all the time. We can keep things in the same window. So I'm going to open this terminal here. Make sure that it is visible. Oh, oh, no, sorry. I just wanted to zoom on the terminal only, but it's not possible. Or maybe I don't know how to do that. So let's me create an index.js file. Okay. In the node modules, let me see. We already have the total 5. We will need a database connection. So for that, we need Total.js query builder PG. I don't know if you know about that. It's the library of Total.js to connect to databases like MySQL and Postgre. If you go to the documentation, you can find some researches about it. The documentation is just a reference, okay? You don't have some full guides about how to do things on the documentation, but it's okay. It's a very great reference when it comes to find informations and about how to use things. So if you scroll, you will find somewhere, I don't know it's where it is again, query builder. Yes, query builder is here. On the welcome, you will find the reference on how it works. You can this one this in this project we are using PostgreSQL. So I'm going to click on Postgre, and it's showing this library. It's everything is here. So I'm going to set up this project. First of all, we need to install it. Okay. So let me get back to here. Npm install. Oh, I am duplicating things. Okay, query builder. Once we have that, let me. Okay, it says that you can copy this one and make a connection to a database. So I'm just going step by step, not skipping things, so that you can learn how to set up your own Total.js application without any guide anymore. So how to I will start this. I'm going to create a definition folder. Okay, definition folder, and I will create a db.js. Inside of this db, I'm going to paste this one. We already installed query builder pg, so we are going to make a require and make a default initialization, and this is going to be the connection string of Postgre. Connection string of Postgre, and this is where I'm going to set it up. We should have a connection string which is going to be this, something like this. But in live stream like this, I don't want to reveal my connection string. It's very important that I don't really reveal my personal information here. Sorry, I wanted to make a config file, and in that config file, I will paste this one. Okay, it means that now I have database connection string. But of course, this is not the right credentials. Now that I'm on live, I don't know how I'm going to hide this from you. Or maybe I'm going to reveal them and later change the password. I don't know. Okay, what I will do, I'm going to make a file from another, okay, a file and paste it later. Okay, I'm going to make the file with my second computer and download this file. I think it's gonna be the best solution. So wait a minute. Don't worry about it. I just had a new idea about how I can do that better. Total.js allows people to encode it or to hash it in X. Okay, this if I put the hash of the here, it is going to decode it internally and use. So I'm going to copy paste a hash from my from my my channel. Okay, and you will see it's very easy. I'm coming. Just give me 1 minute. Wait a bit. Okay, decode this. 1000 views is the database name, and then I need to encode it again. Now I send it via my Telegram. Let me open up Telegram and copy it. Now I just need to paste this here. Yes, and this is very important. This is the connection to the database. You will not see it, but if you want to find an example, you can get back to the library, the repository in GitHub, and pick your own. So I need to put X here so that the framework will know that this is going to be decoded from X. I hope that it works. Let me test it. In the index.js file, what we need to do is to require the total.js 5 and start a server on a certain port number. It's easy to do. I will just need to make require total 5, and below here I can make a total dot run. It's going to be something like this, because I'm wondering what is making this sound. Release is going to be false because I'm going to make it on debug mode, so that every time I make some changes you will see the application refreshing. And the port number, I'm going to use the 5,000. I hope that is not already used in the system, and it's enough for me to start a Total.js server. Okay, let me start the application. npm. I don't have a start script, so I'm going to use node, or why not include the start script in this file. Okay, what I can do is to add start script node index.js. I like how the auto completion of Copilot is helping me. So now I can use npm start, and it's going to run node index.js. I have the application running on port 5000. Now I need to test if the database is actually working very well. Okay, how I can do that? Okay, at least I will try to create one table. Okay, let's just create databases .sql, and how I will do that? Create a table. Uh, there is a guideline for creating tables and everything in Total.js. If you go to welcome, go to documentation welcome, there is guidelines here. You can scroll and find how to format, how to write code the way Total.js would like it to be, because and it will be helpful if you want to read the documentation, the repositories of the Total.js team. Yes, this is how internally we write code. And if you scroll down, you will find how the tables are made with Total.js. Okay, and I think I'm not going to waste my time writing things from scratch. I will try to okay to use this table just to test how things work with the database, if the connection is okay or not, because I did the connection string, but I'm not sure it's gonna work. Okay, after I have this, I need to find a way to save this, to run it on the database. I'll just simply copy, make it here. Of course, I can read the file. Okay, let me make it happen. Okay, this is also a way to share how I automate things on Total.js. Like I can make a total. Okay, the goal is to read the database .sql file and create database. Okay, I'm not going to use fs this way. Const fs is going to be total dot. This auto completion is going to create me some problems. I don't need path because I already have the global variable called path for handling paths and everything. So I will make const file name is going to be not in definition, but I'm going to use path dot root. It means that on the root I have databases SQL, so it's okay. Now I have fsn that I can make read the file simply by putting fs.read file, file name. I don't like using error functions. Okay, keep things in pure function Total.js way. Data. Of course, the error handling. That Total GP Oh, okay, there is a typo here. Normally it should work, but now it should tell me total.db.get. Yes, this is not the right way to do that. Dot query. No, this is not the right way. Yes, I knew that Copilot is would do it some messier, so I can simply make const db is going to be. Yeah, I think that in total 5, I don't even need that again. I can use data. It's a global variable dot uh, query, and the query is going to be the data I got from the file, and I make a callback error and a response just to check if. Yes, I can keep this. I hope that it's gonna work. File name, okay, we don't see any error. Let me check the database if at least we have to refresh and to see. Yes, it works. The connection is okay because we have the table. Everything is working fine. So now we can try to make our the structure of our database very easily. First of all, what we need is to create a user database and a session database, because this is the first things we are going to cover in this live video. It's very important to make sure that a user can easily create account, okay, from scratch. Let me delete this database. We don't need it. Save. That was simply to test if the database is working. So for now, now that I know that this script is going to run automatically our database.sql, I'm going to comment this out. Okay, it's very important. And we get back to this, and we can make the user table. The user table is going to have the ID of the user, which is going to be text. Okay, okay, let me do it from scratch. Okay, because I don't want anybody to disturb me, not even this Copilot thing. And I'm going to put it text and make it not null. The ID should not be null, and we should have something like username. Username is very important because the app is like a social media application. Username or simply name. We don't need to have very long things. I don't like when things are very so long like that. And we need to have the phone. We don't require email address here. It's phone number for registering, and it should not be null. I think that during the registration, the name can be null, and later we can add the name. We can add also a display name. I know why I'm putting display name, because this app is going to allow people to discover new WhatsApp contacts. Maybe I should start from explaining what the application should be before I set up the application project. But okay, anyway, I'm going to finish the database and later I will explain everything. Okay, and display name also can be null, but the phone number no, and the ID no. they can't be null. The, the other thing we need to do is to have a token, because during the registration we need to send a token to create a token that the user can confirm and delete later. I will show you later how this will work. And the token also can be null. Also, now we need to make date created. The date, it should be a timestamp, and default is going to be null. Oh, now not null. Default is now can't be null. And also we need to put the dt updated. Okay, I'm following somehow this guide we have here. Okay, we'll find that there is removed, and also data created, count update, user id, so on and so forth. Okay, count updated, open platform id. Yes, so it's the same way to name things. I don't know if we need is removed or not. Anyway, it's timestamp, but I don't need it to be. Okay, is removed. It's a boolean, and default is false, because we don't want to hard remove things. And lastly, we need to set the id as the primary key. So primary key is going to be id. Oh, so we have this. And next thing we need to do is to create a session table. Display name. I don't want to create so many extensions. Now I can use Copilot to create my. Yes, it's very important to create a session table. Table session. Let me make sure that it's the way I want it to be. Username. Yes, I can confirm it. And we have the two tables necessary for this first live streaming. Oh, anyone can tell me how to put a comment? Yes, okay. Now we can simply uncomment this init application, and see if we can have our tables. As it says that initialize it successfully. The response does not return anything, so it looks like everything is okay. Let me refresh this database client. Yes, we have the user and the session. The next thing to do is to create the API. Now it refuses because, yes, I'm going to comment it out again. Okay, don't want to be disturbed again. And next thing to do is the API. The API is gonna be, maybe we need to have a documentation, a sort of documentation that will show everything we are doing. I think it's very important. I already have this in an existing project that I'm going to reuse. Wait a bit. Now I go to modules, I will find this docs module. I will simply copy this docs module and come here. I make modules folder. Inside is it, I will make docs.js to paste this module. But it is not enough because I will need a view. The views need to be copied docs.html. That's gonna be okay. I hope it's gonna be okay because they will be missing the assets. So I'm going to add some public folder and make sure that okay, we need this file and this file. They are very important. Okay, so we need to have them in the CSS folder and the GS folder. So let's create this folder first. Yes, as you can see, if you use this server-side delegate function to import some files, you don't need to put css slash anything. When you say css.css in your file name, it will automatically try to find this file in the css folder. That's why it's like this. You will see when I will make the example. So I will go back to the website and copy these files. Public in CSS, I have wiki.js, .css. Instead, let me put it here. It's wiki.css. I paste and I get back for go for the yes, this one. It's wiki.js. Now everything is set up. I'm going to make sure that it works. Basically, this documentation module is going to let us see the routes we are making. Okay, everything we are doing will be documented automatically. If you go to the module, basically we have this route which is created. If you go to the application port 5000/docs, we should see a documentation page. Let us test it. Localhost, it's 5000, not 3000, and /docs to see. Localhost 5000 docs. It's not working. Let me refresh the app to see what is wrong. Request is timeout. Self.hostname is not a function. Yes. Okay, this is not okay. Okay, wait. This is a script that I copied from Total.js 4 for Total.js 5. So I need to make some adaptation. Like here, the $sign is very important. Okay, and I will replace the self with the dollar. This way, I am upgrading this script for to be supported for Total.js 5. Okay, so let us get back to refresh to see if everything is really work. Yes, it works. As you can see, it says that documentation of Total.js URL address. What does it mean? Okay, and it says that there is zero routes. I don't have endpoints for now. So let us get back and try to create our first API endpoint. To do that, I'm going to make this okay. This project will be like plugin based. I will be using some plugins. It's a project that is expected to grow, so I'm going to use some plugins instead of a, a controller file where I put the API. Okay, so I'm going to create plugin here, plugins folder, and inside of it, I'm going to make or account, users or account. It's account. It's better account, and inside the account, I need to put index.js file. This is where I'm going to declare the the, the plugin. How to declare a plugin? Maybe you will not see it in the documentation unless I show you an example in one of my old projects. I don't want to all the time refer to my old projects because old projects are very critical. Sometimes I can accidentally reveal something I should not reveal in this live stream. This is live stream. It's not going to be edited, so it's very important that I be careful. So, but anyway, to declare a Total.js plugin, it's very simple. Put export dot name and you put the name of the plugin. I will call it account. Okay, but it's since it is name, I can put it like that. And if I want it to be localized, I can put something else. But not a problem. I will keep it everything in English. And also we need to have export.install. Okay, but I'm going to come back on that later. The second thing is export dot icon. Okay, icon. It's going to be Total.js icon. Like you can put te user export dot permissions is going to be a function user, and we need to check if user dot permission, if user is a super user, or user dot permission includes account. That's all. And of course I need to put this is an arrow function. Yes, sometimes it's very important to keep arrow functions, and I can keep it like that and jump to export dot install. Basically export dot install is going to be executed when the module is registered in the Total.js framework. Like for example, when registering the plugin, we need the routes to be registered. So let's get started and put the routes here. I'm going to use Total.js API routing. If you want to learn about Total.js API routing, you can go to the blogs, okay? Total.js blog.totaljs.com. I think that last year I made amazing blog post about API routing. Okay, yes, you can find it here. Yes, API routing. It is a mechanic, a way of for Total.js to create routes. It's not a standard way to create routes. Okay, it's just a internal mechanism that will help you create more efficiently routes that are optimized for speed. Okay, the framework is going to register and route your application very easily and better. So here I'm going to use it. How it works: you put API. It's a new method for only in Total.js. You will not find the API method everywhere. Usually you should put get, post, patch, put, but okay, I said I'm going to use the API routing here, so I'm going to put API to tell the framework that I'm going to use API routing, and the endpoint is going to be API. I'm going to explain it to you very easily. Okay, don't worry about that. And then I need to put, oh, what is this? Okay, then we need to have a count. This is going to be, basically this route is going to return the connected user and its profile. So I'm going to put it account like that, and finally I will put the account. I should put this one like this because it is Total.js version 5 slash account. This is how things works. So basically what it means this is just a schema name, okay, and this is the schema action. Schema action, whether it is a action with data create inside of Total.js schema or using the Total.js new action. Okay, let me put new action here. I can call it, for example, account. Let me copy this and paste here, just for an example, because I'm not going to put all the schemas and actions inside the index file. Okay, I'm going to dispatch it so we can have a clear structure of the application. So the next thing to do is to declare this. I will put name and call it account. I don't need description, not the description. I will simply put action. This is just an example, okay? And here I will put the dollar sign. This delegate is going to give us amazing tools for handling the request. So here I will simply make something like this, callback, which is going to be name, like the username, Total.js admin, and here I will put email, like it's going to admin at totaljs.com. Like I said, this is simply an example, okay? So right now, what it means is that I should send a post request to that application, that endpoint slash API, and inside the endpoint I should have something, a payload like this. The payload should contain schema, okay, which is going to be account because this is the schema name, okay, and data, if any. If I don't have data, I can keep this like this and it should work. So let me try to find okay, I think I have a client here. So HTTP localhost, it is 5000, okay, and the method is must be post. Feel free to read the blog post, okay, to understand how the API Total.js API routing is working. And I should send the request to slash API, and the body should be JSON. Like I said, this is not JSON, it's JavaScript. I'm going to fix that. It should be double quote instead of one quote. Now he is happy. and if I send, I should see, you see if it works like that. You use post, okay, but internally you declare things like API like that, okay. This way you have only one route, which is slash API for all the endpoints. You just need to differentiate them with the schema name, okay. Suppose that I wanted to send a payload here. Send a payload here should say model, okay. The payload, if I was sending a formula, a form with some form data, it should be from something like this, but I need to put a sign here plus. The plus will mean that I am sending some data, okay. So it needs some validation. Now the validation can follow this something like that. Like here I can say email, which is going to be email, and something like name, which is going to be a string. This is the validation schema that I'm just creating like that. So on the route I'm saying that I will be sending okay, I'm declaring this route, and this route is expecting a payload. Like in your payload, instead of simply saying that you have some schema like that, you need something more, which is data. And data is going to hold your payload. It's an object. And since we have expecting a payload, we can declare a validation schema here so that okay, this is going to be validating the payload, the incoming payload. Okay, now I'm going to put something like name and email. I can simply use that one. Okay, so I have, okay, let me make it like that. So I have this payload. Let me send it. You will see. Okay, I'm still sending this like that, but now that I have this payload coming from the outside, I can simply replace this by the payload, by the made model. It is to be easy like that. So now if I change something here like with Belson, okay, simply with, I can put with here. I can imagine my name without Belson. So send, and you see it works like that. Just imagine if I put something like a wrong email address without the at. Okay, what will happen if I send? It's going to say that the email is invalid because there is a validation schema here. This is basically how Total.js works. But what you be sure, I'm not going to create actions like that. Okay, I'm not going to create a new action every time, because I'm not sure that um, the documentation will work with that. Let me refresh to see if it detects the route. No, the route is not registered. I'm not going to modify the documentation to support new actions. This is not the goal of this live stream. I'm going to get to it and create some schemas. Inside the schemas, I create actions, group them together, and it's going to work. How I will do that? In the account folder, I can create a folder called schemas. Inside of this schema, I will put a file called account.js, and inside of this I will create a new schema. This is how things work. I'm going to name it account. It should take a callback function with a schema instance, and I will put the first action, which is going to be schema.account. Schema.action is going to be okay. Oh, and that action, you see, I can reuse what I have on the other side. How to do that? I go to index.js, I copy all this object. Okay, I get back to account.js, I put At least I have to put this one, and I paste this one. There is something wrong. Yes, there's something wrong. I need to. Yes, this way it's okay because I have the object. Yes, the closing, everything is okay now. And the same way, even if I remove that action, it will still work because I have account slash account existing right now. Okay, account slash account exists, so it should keep working. Let me go to the HTTP client, attest error request. There must be a problem here. New schema is not defined. Yes, new schema. It should be on in capital letter. This is auto auto completion again. Yes, now it's okay. If I test, it should work, as you can see. Let me put back the valid email address. Let me put Peter, my friend, Peter at total.js.com. The name should be Peter Shilka. Yes, this is how we should pronounce it. Peter Shilka. Yes, even me, I always pronounce it wrong until I started to learn Slovak. Peter Shilka. And I send. It should work. Yes, everything is working. Now, this is the foundation of our API. Let me put things. But normally here return. I shouldn't return the model. We don't need a model here. Okay, what we need is simply the user, and we expect that that user, for example, is going to be $.user, and that user we can send it back. Why I put $.user? The $.user means that it's the connected user. For example, if we have a user which is connected, the current user which is connected is at $.user, I can take its data, its session data in its profile and send back. That's the goal of this part. And yes, we don't need input validation anymore. And it can keep, I don't know if it is good to keep account slash account. No, I'm going to put exec and get back into the routes. I will change it to exec. It means that I'm executing something there. The next thing we need to do is to make a accounts underscore create. Yes, here we don't expect a payload, so I will put a oh oh a menu sign. Okay, it means that I'm not expecting anything there. And here I will put the plus because I will call it create, and it expects me to have a create action here. And basically this endpoint is going to create an account. The account creation is very simple. The user downloads the application from Play Store or App Store, open it up. After the boarding sliders, okay, it will be prompted with the phone number, the form, the creation account creation formula, a form, okay, and it will require one thing, which is the phone number. So here, account create will validate only a phone number. So how I will do that? Oh, let me make a nice code that is nicer to be read. Okay, in here, schema.action is going to be create and it will be, the input is going to be, it's going to be phone, which is going to be phone like that. Only a phone number is required to create an account, just like a WhatsApp. Okay, because the application is what, to be explaining the goal of the application, it's simply understanding it like we want people who are using WhatsApp to register in our application to connect with other people using WhatsApp. The application is not going to reveal the WhatsApp accounts, right? You just need to sign up, okay? And during the sign up, you need to say what is your tax, okay? The domain, okay? Your domain of work, okay? Your interest also, and the application is going to register all everything about that. And after that, you will see some profiles that match your profile. Okay, that's how it works. And you can click on save its number. Because of WhatsApp, you need to save each other's numbers in order to see each other's status and everything. If you post a status and want to have lots of views, you need to have accounts to save the numbers. Okay, so this is just an application of WhatsApp numbers discovery. So this is what we are trying to do. The idea is very simple, and we're going to focus on West Africa and later for the whole world. What we don't know, it's going to use AI also for recommendation for similar search, similarity search. Okay, about the profile. You click on save, and an invitation is sent to the other number saying that, oh, this one is want to connect with you. Uh, do you accept? And that person accepts, and it is saved. This is how the application is going to work basically. So the onboarding system is going to be simple with a phone number only. So here we need to have model, and we need to check if the phone number is already existing or not. Okay, if the phone number is already existing, we should say to the user that, oh, this phone number is already existing. And how we can check that? So first of all, we need to let user is going to be, we don't need to check it anymore because phone is in the schema validation uh, section input. So we don't need to check if phone number is valid or not. This is going to do that for us. Okay, so what we need to do is to put it as async first, because we need to check on the database if the user already exists, if a user with that phone number already exists on the database. Okay, and if it doesn't exist, we are going to create the account and send OTP on WhatsApp. We are going to simulate that we have a WhatsApp OTP session like that and try to see if it's gonna work. So this live is going to end very soon because it's 1 hour of live streaming. We should not exceed 1 hour of, okay, of development. And later I'm going to do that. Maybe I can do 2 live streams in the same day, but I want to keep it short. 1 hour, so that you can follow along and learn things easier. Okay, the first thing is to set up the project and create account. How we can do that? We just need to check firstly if user exists. To connect to database, we are going to use data. Okay, it's a global variable that contains the database connection. So data dot read. Okay, read on what table? The table is going to be table underscore user. Remember that we created a user table in Postgre, and dot where phone is. Okay, but thank you. Where phone is model dot phone, but at least we don't need it. This one, I'm going to put promise. So thank you, Copilot. I don't know if I can deactivate it. There must be a way to deactivate it because I don't want to be disturbed all the time. Oh, I need to silence this copilot. Okay, anyway, next live I will find my way to silence this copilot. Okay, let's continue with the development because we don't have so much time, and we are returning a promise. The promise will require us to have a wait here. And then we need to check if the user, if user, okay, great, user already exists. But later we need to make some translation. Okay, so I'm going to put this. It's very important so that this message can be translated in French or in English in other languages. I'm going to show you how to do that later. Okay, if user exists, we are going to say that. If not, we continue with the project and create an account. Okay, so let um, data is going to be empty array. We can get back to that. Okay, great. Password, we don't need password for that. What we need is a token. Okay, so that when your user is going to validate the account, we are going to simply delete the I don't know if token is even necessary here. It's not necessary. Token is only necessary for creating account with email. We send email validation. The user clicks on email validation, and we compare the token generated there. So we don't need token here. We create that, and I remember that name was required, should not be null. If we click here and go to structure, we see that we have name here, which is not nullable, it is yes. So we need to take the phone number as the name, and it should be enough to create an account. Yes, it's going to be simple like that. So we are going to say data.phone equals to data.name, which is model.phone, and it's enough. And we are going to use data.insert table user and take data. There will be a callback. The callback is going to simply say $.done. Done is going to be model.phone, just like that. But we are not done with the payload. Okay, let me add something. Data.id. Yes, we need to give an ID to our entity that data created is going to be now. Data updated not necessary. Yes, this is enough. But at the same time, we need to create a session. Okay, a session for the user, or not here. No, we don't need a session here because the user did not validate the OTP yet. So we need to create an OTP sent to the user, and later we should be able to create the session. And how to generate OTP? I'm going to leverage one of the Total.js modules. If you go to, yes, I forgot to make some commits on the way, but at the end of this video I'm going to make the commit, and we are going to check the source code later. So I'm going to check the wait a bit. No, I need to go to Total.js, not the slash modules. I'm not sure it's going to work. Basically we have this module on, let me see if the module is still available or not. I'm not sure it is code. No, this is not code. It's a more simple module for generating OTP, and it's going to keep a session, everything. TOTP. Okay, time-based one-time password algorithm. Okay, basically this is what we are going to use here. First of all, we need to copy this into the module. It's using crypto and lots of things. I will copy this. Sometimes I don't have a clear, so this project is going to use lots of modules, TOTP. Okay, and I paste this module here. It's even generating QR codes. Here is the verify function. Time ticks. Okay, let's get back here to read the documentation. Okay, const TOTP is going to take that. Generate the label. The label should be a key that is referencing our user. Nice. And also we need to have this is sure. Okay, and type, the type can be TOTP one time password, which is the default. Time based password. Okay, I'm going to use it and we are going to check. We're going to check it. Let's go here in plugins, schema, account. Okay, I'm going to make a definition file to export it. Okay, because yes, I don't want to func.js. Okay, what is going on? This auto completion is want to mess with me. Okay, let's make it like that. And once we get back in this, let meta is going to be is dot generate, which is going to have a label. For the label, let me create a label. That label is going to be create account plus that ID. I think it's gonna be a good label. But Total.js has a string prototype that can generate ID from any string, because we don't want to have a long thing like that on the database. If you scroll and find some string prototype, we'll have that make ID. Let me find it. Make ID. You can take any string like that and use make ID to generate an ID from it. And this is what I'm going to do. So I'm going to use method dot Oh, basically I should have it here, and meet TOTP dot, oh, TOTP dot generator, and it's going to take a label dot make ID. Okay, let's get back to documentation here to see. I don't understand this, but I don't understand it. Account, and last thing is what? The type. The type as a default value, so I don't need a default value for that. Let me keep it like that, and we shall see localhost console.log. I'm going to show you first the label dot make ID, label and meta, but I don't want to show the label like that. That make ID. Okay, I have an idea of what I'm going to do. The label and the label dot make ID. Just this way you can see or compare the input to reference and this also. I don't know if I should insert the user. Okay, anyway, looks like there is a problem here. Module is not defined. This is not good because we are using Total.js 5. Sometimes Total.js 5 can miss these things. Maybe it's not existing. This request I'm talking about require the path. I'm going to use require instead of that and reference the module, because it looks like module is no longer available here in Total 5. But if you go to Total 4, you can find on the globals a global called module. Okay, you put the module name. Okay, let me try something. Maybe we are just missing the global variable. So what I will do is to get back to the func and use a total. Okay, total dot module. Total is dot module also, that will not work. So let me try require. And require also is not going to work unless I put something like modules slash TOTP. This is a big problem. This is a big problem. Okay. Okay, let me make my own way to do that. Okay, I'm going to put path here, path dot modules. looks like it works. It shouldn't be a problem to use that, because in that module you have all the exports. There are some exports, so it shouldn't be a problem to use it with a module with what it require. So I'm happy that we found a way to fix that. Let me use the client to create a account. So it's going to be account underscore create. I'm going to show you later, and we need to require just a phone number. I'm going to put mine. It's 226 5620671. Okay, let me get back here and show you to remind you, because reminding is very important for learning. Okay, we have this here, which is account underscore create. This is what we are putting here, and since we have said that just put this plus account, this plus symbol, it means that we're expecting a payload in the data, and data is going to be phone. Let me try to see. Data created of relation doesn't exist, but data create does not exist, but it looks like we have this the secret. Oh, and QR code. uh, Basically this is not going to be what we wanted. Okay, the level I wanted to show you is something like that, but basically this is not what I wanted to, not what I expected. I expected to generate six OTP code that is valid for few minutes or something like that, but it's not going to work unless I'm going to use Total.js flow. Why not? Total.js flow, we can install it and use it to generate code. Not a problem. Okay, we are going to do that in the next video. The next video, because I'm going to exceed the time here. Yes, we are going to just create the account, and later I'm going to show how to generate the OTP code and continue. So we are going to put all this in comment, okay, and we try to fix that, because it says that let me show you the error again. It says that data create does not exist on database. It is not data create but data created, and now we should be able to create account. Yes, true, and this is the value we have. If we try to create with the same number, we should see that the user already exists. Thank you so much for this video, for watching this live stream with me. We are going to see you in next video. Next time we are going to create OTP. Okay, I'm going to set up Total.js flow and connect it here. It's gonna be a different way of coding and using lots of the potential of Total.js. We're not obliged to focus on one single code base. We can use microservices, and that's what I'm going to be doing in the next video, showing you how to use Total.js flow for generating the OTP code. Yes, basically we should make take a utility function like this and generate 6 numbers for OTP code, but how we are going to handle the lifetime of the OTP, when it should be expired, and if it is okay or not, it's going to be lots of code. But Total.js Flow already has these features. Okay, we drag and drop a component which is going to do everything for us, and this is what I'm going to be showing you in the next video. Thank you for watching, and see you in the next video. Ciao.